what time it is. It's time for the Primal Sports Center. And again, we have a jam-packed show. We have a lot to talk about. I mean, last week we touched on a lot of things, but what happened this week? Well, last weekend we had the All-Star game. We have a big boxing match coming up tomorrow. I mean, talking about NBA. I mean, Gibson really is going on, track and field. I mean, EPL, Champions League.
Yeah, exactly. We can't leave out football.
Yeah, I mean, we can't leave out football because football never stops. It keeps going.
But today's lineup, we'll be speaking with the president of Guyana Table Tennis Association. You know, he will come on and speak with us about the 3 tournaments that he will be hosting in March, right here in Guyana. So Guyana doing big things. Also, the big man himself, well, I should say the biggest junior in go-kart racing in Jamaica, Zander Williams, will be speaking with him in just about 1 minute time.
Yeah, but, you know, before we get to that, I mean, what was your takeaway for the week, Dale? Because, I mean, last week, the young reggae boys, you were hoping for them to qualify, but they didn't. And, you know, they ended their campaign. We have the reggae girls doing warm-up matches for the World Cup later on in the year. Yeah. So, I mean, football is probably my highlight of the week, with Champions League, with no EPL teams winning in their first leg. And I mean, everybody's crazy. I know EPL is the best league. And,
the best league in the world,
yeah,
right?
So later on, I want the callers to call in and tell me what's their take on that. And, you know, what's up with that? Although it's just one leg.
It's just the first leg, right?
Yeah, but, I mean...
But we all know that EPL, the English league, isn't the best league in the world.
Okay,
it is the most market league in the world, but it's not the best. Yeah. But my highlight, obviously, is a boring NBA All-Star game.
Oh, everybody's been talking about that.
It's horrible.
I mean, there's no defense. Everybody's saying it's just, even the coach was saying that was probably the worst basketball game ever he has coached.
Yes, I don't know what they're going to do with the NBA All-Star. I think they probably just get rid of it. But always a kind of fun thing still. But the slam dunk competition was good.
Yeah.
I think the 3-point contest was also good.
I hear people saying that one of the things they could do is have Team World versus Team USA in the All-Star game.
You know, that probably be more... I'm probably put up some big money too.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's all about.
Let them play for it.
Exactly.
Because, you know, with the likes of Brown, KD versus Giannis and Jokic and Luka Doncic.
And Jokic is the best on the planet, no?
I wouldn't say that.
It's a Luka. But anyway, before we get into the basketball talk, let us welcome to Primal Sports, our first guest for today's show, Zander Williams, go-kart champion of Jamaica. Welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Zander. All right, so we kick things off on where it all started for you in go-karting. Why go-karting? And, I mean, how did it start?
Well, you know, my big brother, Matthew Williams, he started go-karting when he was 9 years old. And when I was born, I was introduced to it right away. So I would go to his races and I always wanted to race. So, you know, as I got old enough, I was 5 years old, my dad put me in a little 50cc kart. Right to be in racing.
Oh, so
before that, I did an electric go-kart before I was like 3 years old. So yeah,
wow,
a long time.
So your family has a need for speed then?
Yes. Mostly my big brother, not my dad, but
not your dad. Oh, but you put in the car from your
yeah.
Said.
My dad never raced, but
I've got words with him.
Brother. Yeah,
I've got words with a 3-year-old in such a fast car, and then from there it all kicked off.
Yes.
How old are you now?
I'm 16 years old now, so I've been driving for a very long time.
Before you even have a license, because I'm sure you've been driving before you have a license.
Yes.
I can imagine you passed that 10,000 hour rule in terms of reaching master level. You're supposed to be, okay.
Yeah. So you just stick to just go-karting, or you have any other, dirt bikes? Because I know the speed world is, once you have that need for speed, you tend to venture into other stuff. Or it's just strictly go-karting?
Well, I'm usually strictly go-karting, but I would enjoy to drive like dirt bikes or anything, but I haven't really had access to that. Yeah. But yeah, it's strictly just go-karting. And
good answer. That's a good political answer, because you're not supposed to be on those dirt bikes. But yeah, so
tell us about your career now, because we heard about this championship that you participated in Barbados, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so tell us about that. What you guys call it, a tournament or a championship?
Yeah. Well, it was a 3-day. It was a race meet for 3 days. So I went to Barbados with 3 other, including myself, 4 Jamaican members going to race in Barbados, and we were all introduced to the track for the first time. Well, I had been to the track before, but all all the other people were there for the first time. So we went there and we had to learn the track, new configurations for the track, and against people from Barbados who have been racing on that track multiple times, like how I raced on track in Jamaica.
Yes.
So yeah, we had to introduce to the track and adapt very quickly to the track
environment down there. Yeah. So,
yeah. Yes. And we did very well. I won a lot of races. I won 4 races and came podium for like 8 of the different races. And this is over the whole weekend and beat most of the people there.
And a track that you're not accustomed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in the final, in the championship, I was battling for the championship the whole time. But an incident in the last day caused me to, unfortunately, not win the championship, but come third overall.
Okay, so what's your rank in the Caribbean? What is it a junior category? What's the age limit?
Well, it was age limit of 17 years old.
17.
So there was 3 regions. There was Trinidad, Barbados, and Jamaica. And so I came third overall, so behind 2 other members from Trinidad and Barbados.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So this championship is an annual championship?
Well, we never had it last year or the year before because of COVID. And we had it in 2019, which was the first time this championship had happened. But they're trying to make it into an annual championship to happen every year.
Okay, what about like do you have a junior Caribbean championship?
Yes.
Racing? Okay, so what is your rank within the junior ranks within the region here?
Well, I came third, so I think that would basically be my rank. But
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, but the incident caused me to not win the championship. So if I had won the championship, I basically would have been rank 1.
You keep repeating that. It sounds like you know that you're the best driver. You were the best driver.
Yeah, just that small incident. Just that small incident. But I mean,
I get the feeling that you know you were the best on the track. Is just for that?
I know you'll bounce back from those things because that's a part of racing and you accept it.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us about your training. How do you prepare? Give us, your routine, because we know you have to juggle school and go karting, but I'm trying to picture your routine of how you prepare, how do you train to become the go-kart champion.
Well, it takes a lot of hours of racing at the track and just practicing, and have my coach Peter Ray to help me with everything. And well, this year with the books, I have CSEC, so I can't do as much racing as I did last year. Well, earlier in the year, but yeah. So it takes a lot of preparation, as in like for the race in Barbados, we had to practice a lot in just Jamaica because that's the only track we have access to. So yeah, it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to get fast. And
that's by Palisados, that's where you train?
Yes. So there's beside the airport, the Palisados Raceway.
Okay, yeah.
What's your dream in racing? Is it Formula One? Is NASCAR? What's your dream? The goal that you set for yourself for the future.
Hopefully, I could become a pro racing driver. Formula One is very far fetched. It takes lots of money to get to there. But hopefully, I could race in Dover, which is a raceway in Jamaica.
Yeah,
it's like regional racing, and in the Caribbean. So hopefully, I can do sports car racing in the future and do well in it.
Yeah, it's faster than the go-karts. Let's go faster and faster. But you're off to a good start, because those go-karts, they do go fast, and you have to have control. So
yes.
But you've been it from year 3, so you're probably even a better driver than me and Dale here.
So you are the number 1 junior in Jamaica right now.
Yes.
Go-kart.
Yes.
Okay. Who's your closest rival? Anybody close to you that you kind of battle with?
Well, this year I had a rival of a kid named Luke Spencer. And in the previous years, drivers like Tommy Gore and all those type of people. Tommy Gore's racing in Dover now.
Yes.
Yeah, and people like Ryan Chisholm and Ranu in the previous years. So yeah, that's been a competition. But yeah.
So when is the next race meet here in Jamaica?
I'm not sure. I think it's in March, but I will probably not be able to attend that race meet as I have CSEC.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna be on a little you're on a downtime now until the end of June.
Yes, yeah.
And after that, back to the track.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any plans for the latter part of the year?
Hopefully I can do some races again abroad and the international race within Jamaica again. Like in the US, I could do races and even try to do car racing this year also at Dover Racing. So yeah, that is the main goal for this year.
Yeah, I was about to ask you if there was an age limit for you to race at Dover.
Age, I'm not even sure, you know.
Well, I guess it's just a skill then, right? The skill of the driver, right?
Yeah.
So how do you graduate to Dover from go-kart? Is there like a point system or a certain skill level you have to reach in order to make that transition?
I mean, I guess since when you get into like the senior category, you are able to drive at Dover. So sorry, distraction. When you get to the senior category, you are old enough, and whenever you get access to like a race car or anything, you can try how it goes and do testing out there, and if it goes well, you can see how it goes in a race.
Okay, like a qualification kind of thing before you actually get to. Okay, I get you. So the next thing up for you is CSEC, and then later down in the year, we hope to see you at Dover.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So Zander, congrats, and I'll keep up the good work. And thank you for coming on Primal today. All right.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Enough respect.
Respect.
Thank you.
I mean,
Zander Williams.
I prefer to be driven around. I can't take the fast driving, especially with all these tickets they're handing out these days. Yeah. I'm sure Peter have something to say about that later on in sports commentary. Cause
the tickets are rough on the road.
Rough. I probably need to get a go-kart and go.
I'll tell you this: within the space of maybe a week, my cousin have $40,000 worth of tickets.
Wow.
You know, and she's not a fast driver. You know,
I'm taking it easy on the road these days, you know. Yeah, man, I'm cruising now, cause I mean these laws that they're passing are, I mean, you know, Peter have to talk about it because he's for the people, you know.
Yeah, the amnesty.
He's for the. But yeah, Zander Williams, I mean, wish him all the best. First of all, as I said, in CSEC, and then later on in the year we'll see where he ventures as he breaks into his senior career. But definitely a outstanding junior phenom and doing big things. I mean, for the past couple of years. So and apart from that incident, he sounded like he had the championship in his hands.
I think he knew he was the best on the track.
Yeah,
but
that's small.
You know, he got some time a little mishap here. And
then he's not used to the track. And he said he won a lot of races. So
yeah.
Made
a podium about 8 times.
Yeah, so definitely level. So we look out for that name later on in the future.
All right, so now let us welcome the president of Guyana Table Tennis Association, Godfrey Munroe.
Vice President of the Olympic.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Producer.
Yeah.
And the Vice President of the Olympic Association in Guyana. Welcome again to Primal Sports, Godfrey.
My brothers, it's a pleasure to engage on the program. I've always been following you guys. See, you have some interesting guests, some very notable guests, and it's a pleasure to be here today to share with you what we have. So,
yeah,
you know, we can't leave out table tennis, you know. Yeah, table tennis at our heart.
Yeah, we know there's big things happening in Guyana. You know, I hear the Chinese build up a big old center with 100 tables, and I would know that Guyana is hosting.
Not that extreme. We're getting some Chinese support, but you know.
Man. Tell us first of all, before we get into the Caribbean. Before we get into the Caribbean Championships, you'll be hosting the seniors, the CAC games, as well as the juniors within the space of 2 weeks. So before we get into that, let's talk about the project that you have going on with the Chinese and the Guyana Table Tennis Association.
Right. So we've had a long-standing relationship with the People's Republic of China through the embassy in Guyana. You know, Guyana is a country with 6 races, of which the Chinese came here as indentured laborers. And, you know, they've had a foundation here. They got shops, and they represent about 3% of the population thereabout. And as an association, because table tennis is strong in China, we try to tap into that resource to see how best we can maximize the opportunity. So what we've had with them is a memorandum of understanding that is basically grounded in a initiative that they have, a belt initiative, which provides training for our players in high yield centers, equipment support from the government of China, training for coaches, exploration of having coaches come to Guyana, and any other technical expertise that they could provide for us. So it's large in measure, and we've recently had a meeting with them that basically reiterate and we've confirmed that agreement. So we basically, because COVID came as a damper and, stymied everything. But so far they've given over 180 tables in schools that provided to schools. Equipment, those are rackets, nets, balls. So we'll be able to populate the schools with, there's still the project of the building facility, but we got support in that regard with the government stepping on board, and we'll have a home for table tennis in another few months. So things are, moving at pace, not at the rate that we wanted, but we're very thankful for the Chinese support.
Yes. And I see you're now you're the vice president of the Olympic Association as well, right? You can hear me?
Well, since 2016. So
how is that?
Vice president of the Olympic Committee, and then there's that's been good. I think, working understanding of what, the Olympic solidarity grants and how the whole Olympic system work, provides great advantages as a national federation. Also, you get to understand from the perspective of the IOC how things are done in terms of the coaches enhancement programs, all the grant provisions that are available. In that regard, I use a different hat because, I come from a background of being an affiliate member and now who's a serving member, so I can understand the plight of each association and what their needs will require. So, I bring that type of experience to be able to lend and support and, and then also improving the systems and structure within the Olympic family. So that's been a good run, and we have elections on the 14th of March. So I might be putting my hands in the race. So
yes,
the contest for some positions again.
Yeah, that's good. You made mention about the grants because a lot of times I think we're left in the dark because we're not quite aware of how the IOC and our local body here works in terms of grants. Now I want to ask you this: is it that every sport that comes underneath that participates in the Olympics, is it that the Olympic Association send funding for those sports on a yearly basis?
Well, no, it's not like that. They would have particular grants under different categories of different programs, so to speak. So you'll have administrative grants, you'll have team support grants, you'll have scholarship through the Olympic Solidarities, you'll have coaches enhancement grants, and different grants, training and preparation grants to athletes and so on. I think critically is for any affiliate member of a national federation to ensure that those grants and engage with your National Olympic Committee to ensure that you're tapping into those grants because they're available. I think what happens, and a lot of times, is the associations that are much more engaged in with the Olympic Committee are much more, receive much more benefit, so to speak.
So you're saying, Godfrey, that mean maybe, for example, table tennis here in Jamaica, maybe there are grants and funds that's available to table tennis, but because we're not, as a table tennis body, is not reaching out to our Olympic Association for those for the grants and the funds. So what happened? My question is this: what happened to those funds if the association don't reach out for the funds? Is it stay there in an account? Or is it sent back to the IOC?
I think most Olympic committees wouldn't have funds to fund all the disciplines. So what happens is that the sports that are much more prominent and deserving, in their estimation, will get, in the absence of you making the requisition for those funds, those sports will get those funds, because you're not putting forward the next requisite proposals.
Okay.
I know there's an equity position also that the IOC tries to emphasize to ensure that there's greatest spread and share for the smaller sports and discipline. So, you could use those as good basis to ensure that, national federations or affiliates of national federations from the Olympic family tap into that. So you have to be agitating through your National Olympic Committee, through your IFs, for these, to tap into these grants. For training support, you might have a young, talented athlete. Right now we have Chelsea and Shamar. And there's not only the Olympic Solidarity grants, there's Pan American Sports Association grants, there's, which is a little tailored, smaller than, but there's those grants that are available.
Yes, I have to ask you one more question
in
about
a system
this.
or regimen of training. Sorry, yeah.
I'm glad that you're here in this position, Godfrey, because we're left in the dark with many of these things. I want to so who for your national Olympic, for GOA, like Jamaica Olympic Association here in Jamaica, for example, who hold them accountable? What if we're seeking grants and we're not receiving, even though funding should be there for table tennis here locally? Who holds that?
Olympic Association accountable.
Association accountable. Because they can just tell us that, there's no
well,
money.
Primarily.
Yes, go ahead.
That's a tough one because, I don't know how that functions, and I don't want to, agitate. But what I would say is that typically the national affiliates from the Olympic sports usually keep the Olympic Committee accountable, ensure that they, so you'll have to advocate with and get other sports to support your cause. The other thing is through your IFs, through your international federation.
Yeah.
Yes, you can write to say that you're applying for development of a national sports structure program. You're doing it through the Olympic Committee, but they're saying funds are not available, that type of stuff, so that there's some leverage, done from that end through to the IOC provision. Because, like I said,
put some
the IOC always look at the equity position.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. But I think any Olympic committee, once a proposal comes, would want to ensure that they continue to develop the older sports. I believe this probably was the case all the time with Jamaica and JTTA and the JOC, or I'm not sure, to see how you could broker that. But then there's the other, engagement situation of meeting and discussing and, trying to leverage positions to ensure that, you can see eye to eye and they support you.
Yes. Okay. All right. We're moving on to something a little
because
bit
this is a project we use as a...
Go ahead. Sure. Go ahead. There's a little delay.
No, I was saying this is approach, even before I became member of the Guyana Olympic Association, is something that we, from the Guyana Table Tennis Association, always made advocacy for. Whether it's an athlete to receive a stipend or a grant to help them maintaining a system and regimen of training, whether it's through the provision of a table tennis for school program and a proposal that looks at how this will impact the sport and develop the sport, for them to provide the seed and grant funding to help that, program and project, things of that nature. And sometimes it requires, them engagement with them to let them understand that and bringing other stakeholders, to the fore, so that if you have other stakeholders, let's say you have corporate support and government support, that helps to leverage your position with the Olympic Committee too, because, you're saying, hey, we got support here, we need some from you also. So in that regard. But it should be more a collaborative and not antagonistic type engagement.
Yeah, I do agree with you, but at times you have to go the hard road sometimes, because you try to do it in a more diplomatic way and
Antagonize.
yes, man.
Surely.
Surely,
I agree.
but at times when people know that they're not accountable to anyone, they just go and do whatever they want to do, and they can tell you what they want to tell you. So sometimes you have to try to go above that level, But let us move on to the Caribbean Championship, the Senior Caribbean Championship. So tell us about the championships coming up on the 20th of March to the 25th.
Yeah, well, actually from the 17th of March. So Guyana will be the focus of regional table tennis from March 17th to April 2nd. Got 3 major events under the Caribbean Regional Table Tennis Federation under the ITTF Americas and Central America banner. These engagements will be the CAC Games qualification event, which will be from the 17th to the 19th. All these events will be held at the National Gymnasium, Mandela Avenue. The qualification event for CAC Games, San Salvador Games. The San Salvador Games is in June, as we all know. So this qualification will help 8 countries from the region, Central America and the Caribbean, to be part of the CAC Games. And the CAC Games is Olympic type or Olympic cycle sport. So a lot of the countries will be basically vying. So we'll have already confirmed is Venezuela, Jamaica, yourself, Trinidad, Barbados, Guyana, Haiti, St. Lucia, and a few other countries. So that'll be the qualified event. After that, we'll proceed. We'll have the Caribbean Championships, which will be the 63rd Senior Caribbean Table Tennis Championships, and that goes from the 20th to the 26th of March, again at the Mandela Avenue National Gymnasium. And basically what we have is all the best male and female regional players contesting for one regional honors in the first instance. And then in the second instance, the tournament will be used for a qualification for the Pan American Games, where 3 teams will qualify from the region. In addition to 3 teams will qualify for the World Table Tennis Championships, and also 3 teams for this Pan American Table Tennis Championships in Cuba. Following that, we'll have the Caribbean Youth and Cadet Championships, which will be the 19 years and under and 13 years and under boys and girls championships. And that will be from the 27th to the 1st of April, again at the Mandela Avenue location, National Gymnasium. And that will bring all the best juniors in the region from 19 years and under boys and girls to 15 years and under boys and girls. I think as a national association, we're quite honored to have these championships. I think it gives us the opportunity to, 1, develop capacities, 2, to look at avenues for monetization of the sport, to make long-term investment in terms of building capacity, in terms of resource, to give our players the chance to basically qualify for the events and to also bring, spectators to the sport and market and develop the sport as we move forward. And also critically play our role in developing regional table tennis, because as we know, coming off of the pandemic, there wasn't much host countries that could accommodate the championships, and we stepped up quite a Herculean task, but we're committed to it. We'll have the events live stream, and persons can look forward to some exciting table tennis over the next couple of weeks from the 17th to the 2nd, as indicated.
Okay, so is Puerto Rico, Cuba, how many teams are confirmed for the seniors?
Right, so far we have Puerto Rico, Haiti, DR, Jamaica, Trinidad, Barbados. So 9 countries so far. The deadline for registration on the online entry system for the ITTF, it's tomorrow. So we'll be able to confirm the final participating teams. That's for the Caribbean Championships. For the qualification event, we'll have much more countries so far as indicated their participation, because I guess that's the Central America and Caribbean region. So a larger grouping of countries. So far, we have 11 countries confirmed participation.
Whoa, that sounds like a big Caribbean this year.
A lot of table tennis.
Yes.
Going to play.
Well, I could tell you guys this. You know, in the past, Peter might attest to this, is that the Caribbean Championship used to be this Caribbean and Central American Championship. So you used to have, over 20-something countries participating. I think at one point it was decided to split that situation, but now there's talks to re-engage that.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing a critical need to have the competition among the region and so on. And there's even talks of having it in different divisions. So you have Division 1, Division 2, Division 3, so that it, creates a system for the top tier countries and then the second tier. So, it's progressive in its outlook. All these are things that they're being discussed. But I think critically, a point I'd like to highlight sometimes, as hosts, people say, well, you have to win, but I don't always believe that. We believe this is a long-term investment that is being made. And, I think, if we can only host when we can win, then maybe Puerto Rico will host all the time. Doesn't provide a gauge as to,
Godfrey, are you lowering the bar? Are you lowering the expectation? You're telling us Guyana will not win?
I'm not. I know. I thought you were coming to defend your city.
Well, I send in a strong group of youngsters, Godfrey. I don't know. I send in a strong group.
I think I saw Kane. He's looking fit to untrimmer. A couple of the younger ones.
He has a few more pounds to go before we can say he's looking trimmer,
So have the weigh in for the title fight. Come in a couple of weeks.
Kane is always strong, burly,
Yeah, they call me the big unit, the big guy.
I see it's a mixture of experience and youth. So yes, I think now is the time to look at transitioning and developing, bringing along the new brigade. I think so.
It's true.
Yes. Well, Godfrey, I'm looking forward to the Caribbean Championship. And, Guyana is always a welcoming place for Jamaicans.
Especially you. You seem to find a lot of reason to be down there.
It's his second home.
That's his second home.
His second home.
Yeah, but we're looking forward to the championship. I'm sure it's going to be an exciting one. And yes,
we'll see in a couple of weeks.
Surely, it's always a pleasure. Thanks to you guys giving me the opportunity to put it out there and to promote the games. I think more and more, we have to all play our part in ensuring that we bring regional table tennis back to where we all want to see it.
Absolutely.
Platforms like yourself, guys, with the mindset. So truly appreciate it.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Man. All the best.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on.
All right,
Thank you. Always a pleasure.
We got respect.
The president of Guyana Table Tennis Association, also the vice president of the Olympic Association.
Yeah, doing big things here in Guyana.
Yeah.
I mean, the Chinese give a lot of tables down there, and we see where Guyana is leading the charge in the English-speaking Caribbean.
Open my eyes to a lot of things that we need to do here as well.
Yeah. So you're getting into the politics.
Yes.
I mean, you're trying your hat for the ring for presidency.
Administration.
No, it's a serious thing, What you said, is a serious thing in terms of having all of these grants, and we're not tapping into it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying where those funding, where all those monies go.
We know where it's going, so you can ask me, but I don't want to get.
We're not going to ask you.
No, we're not going to get involved.
No, but we're not going to ask you. You say you can ask you. We're not going to ask you.
I think we're for press for it, because I just don't think it is fair for money to be coming in from IOC to fund and help other sports, and when you go and ask and write.
I think the expenditure should reflect the participation locally. I'm very much against money being put into things like ice hockey and figure skating, which is figure skating, and even when there's really no participation in that sport locally.
Yeah.
I've always been in favor of that.
Yeah.
But then I don't run from controversy.
All right, you know what
I
time
never
is it,
short
people?
on it either.
Yeah, you know what time is it? It's time for sports commentary. Peter Muyong.
Welcome, everybody. Sports commentary time. So, Novak Djokovic just equal Steffi Graf's record, and probably by the time I'm reading this, we'll have passed Steffi Graf's record for 377 weeks at the top of the world rankings. That's another great achievement by Novak Djokovic. And so I have to ask some people, maybe one of these guys here, what more the man have to do? What more does Novak Djokovic have to do to be regarded as the greatest tennis player of all time? What more? World Championships trials, another GOAT. China just complete their trials. And in case you guys didn't know it, if you go to the Primal Sports Facebook group, you will see that Ma Long has won the Chinese trials. He played the hot player, #1, Fan Zhendong, in the finals. And I think he cleaned them up 3 straight in the finals. But I watch it play, and I have to say, truly, this man is a great player. What makes him so great? The man has improved. How is it possible for a player to reach maturity, to reach greatness, to win everything you can win, and still be making incremental changes? The man's backhand is better than it was 6 months ago. Fan Zhendong used to be able to pin Ma Long in the backhand corner. Now Ma Long is pinning Fan Zhendong in the backhand corner and switching him. And then in addition, Ma Long's weakness for the last several last 2 years, has been that wide forehand because of the injury he had to his knees and hips. And now Ma Long is jumping over to that far side faster than before. How is it possible that he's continually improving? He's changing the patterns and so on. So truly, for a man to be improving even at this stage, and Djokovic comes into the conversation as well, and Messi improve at the late stage. He's improving his mental game. Great people are always improving. In Jamaica, we have me always improving, even at this stage of the game.
35 is the new 25.
Even at this stage of the game. Next big UFC fight will feature Johnny Bones Jones against Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane is probably Cameroonian. And that's going to be a big fight. Why is it a big fight? Johnny Bones is a light heavyweight. Put on some weight now. He's had a lot of trouble with drug abuse and steroids and all these kind of things. And he'll be going up against Cyril Gane. Gane. Some people say Gane, but it's Gane is the right name. I predict Johnny Bones will win that fight. He has gained a bit of muscle. I don't know how fast he is, but his kicking game is so ferocious from outside that I think he's going to damage the lead leg for Cyril. You guys don't know enough about fighting, but I can explain to you as an experienced and highly qualified martial artist that what you do when you fight somebody and you have the reach of a Johnny Bones, he attacks the lead leg to the point where he's going to kick Cyril Gane so much and then slow down his footwork, immobilize him, and then he will eventually bring him down to the ground and pound him out. So my prediction is that Johnny Bones, next week, big fight to watch. So just the other day, last week, Dale Parham was saying that Messi is not the big man because he didn't show up. And just like clockwork, PSG was playing against a team called Lille for the honors top of the table clash to see who was the big team. And it was a big match. Man kicked down, Neymar had to be stretched off. And it was tied, probably 3-2. And then Messi stepped up at the last moment. The moment of pressure, and made a free kick. And where did it end up? In the goal. Messi is truly the greatest footballer of all time. Come at the man, come at the occasion. That's all I have to say. Our coach, Mr. Hammer, what's his name? Hal Grimson, is complaining about the fields that Jamaicans have to learn and play football on. And Dale Parham said it, years you've been saying it now. We have to give him credit for that. He's wrong a lot of the time, but he's right this time. The coach complained that the field is not good enough for Jamaican footballers to play. I'd like to add on it. Jamaica don't have enough good tables. Sorry to be selfish. The tables in Jamaica are crap that these guys are playing on.
Is that table tennis?
Yes, table tennis tables. There's a reason why Ken Watson and myself are the premium players in Jamaica. We play on the best tables in the country with the best lighting. That's what makes us the best.
Best flooring.
And not to mention the best flooring. So Liverpool was playing against who were they playing?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Up to
and leading early based off of what was a great fluke from Nunes and a goalkeeper's error. Liverpool was leading, and then they thought they could roll with the big boys. Well, the big boys turned up the heat on them, and so the game ended 5-2. And it shows you disparity between big boy football and EPL football. Just because the league is competitive and the media follow it, don't make it the best league in the world. Champions League, no English team can win a game because of the gap. There are levels to this thing, people. Levels to this thing. It's the same thing I tell the people who play against me in table tennis. There are levels. Tiger Woods and the tampon. Did you guys see that stunt that Tiger Woods did? He was playing with his normal, he's hitting around, playing some good golf. Tiger coming back, and he's hitting with Justin Thomas, his round partner. And Tiger made a drive and out-drive the guy, and then he quietly hands him a little tampon as a little inside joke. And the US media went crazy.
Yeah.
And said that, boy, that stunt is intolerable. It's an insult to women and all. I don't want to get involved in it. The politics of it and so on. But one thing I have one question for Tiger. Why are you carrying a tampon? I don't know why Tiger Woods carrying a tampon. The next thing, and another personal thing of mine, is that the big man, the greatest DJ of all time, Al-DJ Palmer, Vybz Kartel, made one more appeal for freedom, and it was denied. Freedom, Kartel, will not be yours. He's had several appeals now to the Privy Council, and I just have one thing to say. Prime Minister Andrew Holness, free Vybz Kartel, man. Give the man some clemency. Oh, goodness, man. We need Kartel on the road. That's sports commentary. What say you?
I tell you what.
I know a lot of the youngsters would love to see the Vybz man back out.
No, well.
Yeah, the music and the... I must admit, I think maybe he's the greatest lyricist of all time, in my opinion. Not necessarily, not really entertainer, but in terms of lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is the greatest.
Jamaican lyricist.
I'm Jamaican.
Yeah,
well, I think Vybz Kartel can compete with anybody worldwide
okay.
in terms of lyrics and writing lyrics and the way he phrase things. And yeah, I think he can compete with the best of the best that the world has to offer.
He's definitely a talent.
Of course. And
we have talented Jamaicans here all over, not only in sports, entertainment. It's one big package out here, you know. So, yeah, I'm surprised Peter never mentioned the Jake Paul Tommy Fury fight that's going on tomorrow. But I mean, he'll come on. I'm sure he'll be back about that. But phone lines are now home: 1-876-552-7406, and that's via WhatsApp only. 1-876-552-7406. Yeah.
Fit FM listeners, feel free to call in.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from you yet, so feel free. Anything that you want to talk about.
So I mean, Peter touched on some football there where Liverpool, they were up 2-0 and the game ended 5-2. But not only Liverpool saw where Chelsea lost 1-0 to Dortmund, Tottenham losing 1-0 to AC Milan, City had a 1-1 away draw with Leipzig. So 4 EPL teams in this round of 16 not able to come away with a victory. And I mean, I don't find it surprising.
Yeah,
I expected City to actually win the match though. And I think that the only team that will go through out of these 4 teams, English Premier League teams, will be City. I don't think Liverpool will overcome that deficit.
Yeah.
Tottenham in shambles, as well as Chelsea even more so, spending all that cash in that winter window and not getting things together. Obviously, we're in all sports. The money can't really buy championships. Yeah. You have to do the groundwork. You can spend on all these talented players, but you have to have a system and a way how to get everybody to work together.
So you're saying these clubs don't have a system? They're trying to use money to buy a championship?
I mean, Chelsea for one, yeah? And you have to give it time. I think they panicked in the window. They spent somewhere over $300 million in a transfer window.
Yeah.
And these players, they need time to get together, but hey, they're probably building for the future, but they probably sell back some of these players eventually. Obviously, we have key players injured like N'Golo Kante, who is the engine of any side he plays in. I'm sure if he was at the World Cup, it would probably be a different scenario, and the GOAT conversation would probably be different now.
Yeah, Kante
is a big player, so he's an engine. But I mean, these English teams are struggling at the moment. We see we're in the Europa League though. Man U getting the better of Barca.
I was about to ask.
That was a big match. That was a big match.
And you said that Man U is
on the up, and I mean, the noise I cannot deal.
Man U is back.
Why? I wouldn't say they seem to be back, but they're back.
What's your thoughts on the coach?
And Rashford is probably the hottest player in all of Europe, in the world. I don't think one player is on form more than Marcus Rashford.
Yes.
Where was he at the World Cup? Wow. Yes. Playing back up to Hurricane probably.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And as you always say, maybe it's just a system. You know, he's more comfortable now. Ronaldo is gone.
Yeah.
You know, the coach have things more organized now.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a
controlling egos and have everybody chipping in. Because you see where, I mean, the departure of Ronaldo and then now with this turnaround for Man U,
everything aligned.
They're third in the league. I think they're 5 points back.
So Peter, taking back your talk about the coach now?
Yes. We have to be fair.
Ten Hag, you taking back the talk now?
We have to be fair. If we were going to blame Ten Hag for a thing and now they got rid of Ronaldo and they're performing, I have to grudgingly give it to him for the time being. Yeah. Until them start losing again. So I'm waiting my time.
So Kane, how you rank them? How Man U look now on the pitch?
They look better.
Much better.
They have an identity now. I mean, I don't think they'll win any titles, major titles for the year. Yeah. They'll definitely not win.
Like Man City, they can't get the ball to
Haaland. Haaland scored today. Man City 1-4.
It's not working. Yeah. Is De Bruyne injured?
No, he's playing.
No. Maybe that guy need to move more off the ball or move in a different pattern.
Yes.
Maybe
I mean,
maybe him running. He's too direct, or maybe need to move more.
No, Man City players had more EPL goals in a season than Haaland. He broke that record today already with somewhat like 13 games ago. He'll probably break every record this season for a single season because he's on pace to break the single season record. And
what's that number?
I think the number is 35. I have to double check. But I think he's on 26. No, I didn't watch much. I didn't get the ball to him. Yeah. He got no service.
Yeah.
I mean, those teams and those knockout legs is different from a cup tie, from a league match. So teams tend to play cagey against City and try to catch them on the counter because with the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and all those star players around Mahrez.
Is this De Bruyne? Is this guy that great of a passer?
Yeah, he's
great. But
he's one of the best I've seen.
One of the best you have seen.
One of the best I've ever seen.
One of the two best to me.
The two best. So who you put in the same? Platini?
Yes.
I mean, best passers.
You mean long ball? But Messi in terms of short passing.
Messi in terms of every pass. Messi have every pass.
You think Messi have the long pass like
Messi have every pass.
Like De Bruyne?
Every pass.
No,
Messi have every. You know,
Messi have every pass, but
every
I don't
pass.
think, in terms of long passing,
long
De
pass,
Bruyne and
Messi.
then who else? You said Platini, who you say?
Pirlo. Beckham is long ball. Switch, yeah. Long ball switch play, but Pirlo.
Platini. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Pirlo.
Yeah, because there's a lot of noise about De Bruyne, but he's
and
definitely.
Even so, Modric.
Great.
Modric had a peach of a game. Real Madrid and Liverpool. Oh gosh, Liverpool gave him a standing ovation when he was coming off the pitch.
Yeah.
He just control the pace of the game. It's like he's out there and the other 21 players, okay, we go at your pace.
Yeah.
We work with what you're doing. Him go for, I'm just pull strings and him just control the pace of the game. He's that good. Luka Modric had a peach of a performance.
Most underappreciated players.
Luka Modric. Yeah, I mean, he won a Ballon d'Or. So, I mean, hats off to him. But in this era when you have Messi and Ronaldo, it's hard to get in the mix. And he was in the mix and won a Ballon d'Or.
In the shadows.
Yeah, but talent.
You have 2 World Cup finals.
2 World Cup finals.
Yes.
No, 1 World Cup final. One. He lost the semi-finals this year. So he went to finals last 2018, and then this year he lost the finals. But I mean, he's A top talent. So
that's how it is, you know, when you come up in the time. Just like Andy Murray with the tennis, you know. When you come up in times like the greats, you get
in the shadows.
you're gonna be left in the shadows.
Mike McCallum.
Yeah. But we see City winning 4-1 to the Arsenal winning 1-0 away. I mean, Arsenal looks like they plan to win the title. I mean, scrapping out these 1-0 victories away. I mean, it's going to be close because they have City to play again. I still think City will find a way to pull away in the end, probably in about 5 points. I'd see City winning the league by 5 points. But I mean, Arsenal is proving to be not only contenders, but they're leading the way. They're leading the pack. Not just a rabbit, because you know the rabbit when you're running the race, you drop out the race, but Arsenal up there and Man U right behind them, waiting for anybody to slip up with a 2-3 game bad spell. But I don't think Man U win either Europa League or EPL. So next season we'll see what they come with.
I think they give.
But a lot of noise making.
Year or so. I think they will be.
Boy, my friends making a lot of noise. Man U is like they're really back. But
I tell you, a great manager, you know, is very important at that level, you know.
Yeah.
To have a great manager, as you said, managing the egos of the players and things, you know, it comes down to that most of the time, you know.
Yeah.
Even in the NBA with Kobe and Shaq, before Phil Jackson got there, with Nick Van Exel and all of these great players that they had, they couldn't win anything until they get that man who can organize and put people in the right places. So Ten Hag, congratulations, you know.
No, you don't win anything yet. You can't congratulate him.
No, you can see that he's turning around the club, you know, getting it back to where it once was. So
no, I think that's when he got the club. He didn't get the club in decline. He took the club into decline, and then he's crying his way out.
Okay, you have to go down in order to come up. Okay. all right, Peter.
It's a 1 step back to make 2 steps forward.
Exactly. So we know it. But let's go more local now. We see the under 17 team failed to qualify for the Youth World Cup, you know, losing to Guatemala 2-1.
In the round of 16.
In the round of 16 last week.
That's not good.
We see Mexico qualify, Panama, Canada, and USA.
I mean, as I expected, Mexico and USA, but losing to Guatemala to me
2-1, conceding goals again late, and it's an issue. But good luck. Good luck for the next 4 years. Next 4 years
different cycle of players.
Yeah. So, and we see the Reggae girls losing again to Czech, you know, going down 3-2.
We lost to Australia,
3-0.
Czech Republic, and one other team. Who's the other team? 3 consecutive defeats, but
Have they ever won a game?
We had to win a game to qualify for the World Cup, Peter.
In this tournament, did they win a game?
No.
And we were pegged in a tough group in the World Cup. I think we have the likes of France, and I have to double check the group. But even so, they're at the World Cup, and from here there you have a chance. And I mean, the group is a tough group. I have to double check the group.
Has us. It can't be a tough group.
There are 2 other top teams.
We are the soft team in the group.
No, but we are the team that is hoping to. We're like the Saudi Arabia. Remember Saudi did to Argentina in the first match?
Exactly.
Yeah, we want to pull off one of those wins.
We might just create an upset.
Yeah, so I mean, we're looking forward to that, and I'm sure when time comes around.
France and Brazil, people.
France and Brazil.
And
Panama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why not? We don't think we can upset the French? Brazil should be tough. Or we can upset the French and the Panamanians.
Yeah,
and we have a top striker in Bonishaw.
Yeah, our girls been holding us down, you know.
Yeah, netballers, the Reggae girls.
Yeah.
Shelly
and the
Sharika,
Lillian,
always.
Yeah. So anything is possible with the Reggae girls. So
we love the ladies.
Hoping for great things from the Reggae girls.
Peter not so much, Peter is not really a big fan of female
sports. Him don't watch female football.
When the Reggae girls going to play, I'm going to watch it.
Yes, I'm going to watch the World Cup. I'm going to watch the World
Cup. We're going to watch the World Cup.
Couple years ago, I used to watch Brazil and those teams. The girls from Brazil, really skillful.
Yeah.
Very skillful.
USA, China, and
Sweden.
Sweden
is decent.
Yeah.
Australia doing good. Canada not so bad either. Yeah.
All right. So moving on. What you made about the comments made by Al Grimson, the coach of the current Reggae boys?
But we don't need a rocket scientist to see this. We've been saying this for years.
So you think address the matter? It is possible for we to
improve
finally get good fields in Jamaica since a coach, well, Semois had said it, but Semois didn't kind of didn't harp on it the way this coach did.
But so, I'm saying, why can't a high school have a decent enough field?
Like George's, right?
Yeah, George's have a good field.
Probably had the best field.
One of the best fields in the island. So why can't a school take care of a field?
Maybe because of the activity. They use it for multi track and field.
But you limit it. You have a compound. What you need the field to do? Why can't you keep a field at your school in good condition if you have the grounds and the premises?
The field is used for PE, field hockey, physical fitness,
yes,
and all of them.
High jump, long jump.
But you can maintain it.
It's difficult.
It's still to me. You're saying that if, for instance, look at these cold countries like Sweden and Norway. You think if they had our temperature and our such rich, fertile soil and all of that, that they wouldn't have proper fields in every school?
I tend to agree with you. I think it's the mentality is the problem here.
Why can't we take care of fields in schools first of all, and then even so, fields out there like the stadium it's decent enough. I mean, National Stadium is decent enough. Fields in and around, down by Breezy Castle. I forgot the name of that field.
Yeah, we'll call it Breezy
Castle. Yeah, why in school? Why even so? When last I'm a KC old boy. When last a Money Cup match played down by KC?
A long time.
Probably.
And it's not just a high school.
Probably over 15 years.
It's also the Premier League teams. Yeah. Some of the fields
down by Cavaliers. Good. Why can't it be a good field?
Yeah, it's a problem.
Arnett Gardens. Out by Harborview. Why is it in taking care of field?
I tell you, but
it's not like we have snow.
Exactly.
To maintain and irrigate a field and make sure grass grows, all of that. I mean, I'm not a farmer, but there must be some science. But it's a job. There must be a science. But why can't you take it?
I went to a tour in Manchester and I went to Old Trafford and went on the field, the pitch, and you can't come within 15 feet of the field. You know, you think you could have walked on the field and take up 2 blades of grass and look at you can't. You can't. The guys stop you from 15 feet away, and there's some kind of sprinkling system on the field as well, you know. Because in the night, you could see them turn on the things and you could see the field being sprinkled.
So there's a big cost factor in terms of maintenance.
But there's another thing you must notice. Whenever a goal is scored in foreign football,
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Prima Sports. You beat me to the gun. Active. Everything. Yeah, man. Everything is everything. You sound in a joyous mood today. I like Man City actually won a match today.
It sounds clear.
A walk in the park. Yeah, but what happened earlier in the week? Because I expected this calling as I hear a voice and I want to tackle, you know. What happened to City away at Leipzig?
Just unlucky situation. It was just one of those days. Happened twice actually. Dominating the game like we always do.
Yeah.
One of those stuff. I was just trying to get in that room. The final push because you know that City will win this league. I will be winning like probably 14 games on the chat. So I guess
maybe you know that.
You know that. You have a crystal ball there.
I believe they will win, but not by no big margin.
You're going 14 games on the chat now to win the league.
Right now on the chat to the Tigers.
Oh, sound like you don't buy Cayman as part there, but on the chat. So I mean,
one of the surprise results of this week, Champions League, it was embarrassing. Right at home, as what they would say, fortress.
Yeah, you never walk alone. Yeah, the cup. Yeah, you never walk alone. Yeah, Liverpool.
5-2.
Yeah.
After leading 2 goals to nil. I was watching the game. I mean, come out really looking very good.
Yeah, Nunes with a good goal.
The first goal was a very team goal.
Yeah.
And the other goal, it was a keeper error.
Yeah.
And then, 14 times champion. They don't win the competition 14 times for no reason.
Yeah, pedigree.
They have championship pedigree also and everything like that.
Yeah.
So they never bow their head, they keep slaying. Get a goal and, from they get a goal right back in it. That was wide open again. What
do you think about the English teams though? All the English teams in the first leg, I mean, with subpar performance. What do you think attests to that? Is it people saying that EPL is difficult?
What happened? All those English teams, except for City, even though we're out of our works, it's still not as bad as those.
Yeah.
No, we're not playing any great football.
Yeah.
But we're not still that bad.
Yeah, Chelsea's horrible.
We're better than Chelsea, very poor.
Yeah.
And they spend so much money and buy so much ballers.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Liverpool, it's like 64 games they played last season.
Yeah.
That they
taking it too. Yeah. I mean, Sadio Mane probably is a big loss in that team.
Iraq is to buy any quality players
to
add to their team and to perform. Because remember, Liverpool was 2 games away from becoming the first team to win 4 major trophies.
Yeah.
And I said major as in European should add it to. Man City win triple, but I can't go about say I win the triple.
Yeah.
Because I don't win the Champions League, so I don't classify that actually. But I have my history too.
Yeah.
The English team ever to win all 4 trophies available in a season. Win the Shield, the English Premier League, Carling Cup, nowadays the Carabao Cup,
yeah,
and of course the FA Cup.
Oh.
So I have my history too, but not winning the Champions League, you only classify that as
so you're winning the Champions League this year because you know your cities, as a citizen, you're doing good so far.
I need it, and also I think last year. Last year, it was just an unfortunate
miss-up. Yeah.
And if that game would play another 1,000 times, that would never happen again, probably.
Yeah.
Probably again. Not right now. Probably another 100 years, something like that will never happen again.
Yeah.
So that's one of those, freak scams just come up suddenly out of nowhere. I wanted that to Manchester City, but we have done well. We keep our head, stay focused, remain that we are the prize that we should be at least a major trophy as in the domestic league, which we work hard and play hard for all season.
Yeah.
Coming down too long in that game, approaching the 70th mark, and there goes the game changer. That brilliant script by Ryan Sterling to pick out our current captain, IK Gundogan, at the forward.
Yeah.
And then Rodri pull us on level term, and from City coming back down. And guess what happened also?
So if you had a choice this year between within the EPL.
It is on our 10-year anniversary with that famous Aguero goal at the last minute and playing, not the last minute, but 93rd minute. That was 5 minutes at the time. Right?
So if you had a choice between the EPL.
First joke, it's like a deja vu. But I didn't honestly, I never write out my team. And I know just need to get going and all else break loose. All right.
So if you had a choice between the EPL and the Champions League this year, which one you'd pick? Just one.
If I have a choice?
Yeah, just one you can win.
I'm not picking any. I'm going to pick both of them.
all right.
I'll be winning both.
Okay, all right. I like that answer.
Manchester City since 2010 have competed for the title every season.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about like the Man U and the Arsenal fans. Oh, I'm playing for top. I compete for the title.
Yeah.
Every season since 2010.
Yeah. Current.
I'm not winning, I'm finishing second.
You're current.
1 year I finished third.
Yeah.
When I finished third,
Yeah.
First season back in 2016.
Yeah.
And he realized that his style of play, he needs some different type of baller.
Mm-hmm.
And also we want to get the team up and running.
Alright.
Fullback there, pace wingers,
Yeah.
and someone.
I really city man this man.
I hear
city man, you know.
I hear you, citizen.
And also the icing on the cake, of course, the sweeper keeper. That is very needed.
Yeah.
With that long range pass, pull them out of position.
Edison.
And it over the field with pure quality.
That's true.
Yeah.
I love Manchester too.
All right,
Mr. City. Thanks for the call. Thanks for the call.
Always.
Yeah, man.
Pleasure having me.
All right. Big up.
I was just making the point. If you ever notice when a goal score in Europe and you run towards the line and you drop on your knees and you slide.
You can't do that. You can't do that in Jamaica.
You slide and the guys running behind you, they drop down on the ground and slide behind you. It's like home plate. And they slide in and then they celebrate. Try that at the stadium. There'll be no skin on your knees. There'll be no, you got try it on a Jamaican field. It's a different thing the man them playing on.
So you guys are saying that based on the maintenance and the cost and everything to maintain a field here, we have no chance of becoming a good footballer.
We need a few good fields.
That's what they play on internationally.
Yeah,
so if you playing top tier football, just like table tennis, if you're not playing on that,
you have to be using.
You have to be using the.
If you notice, when we play tournaments in Jamaica, we use the cheapest tag balls. They are not round. And then when we play real games, we're using the balls that the pros use. What's the difference? You even the hitting is more consistent with the
shots
proper
are
balls.
cleaner.
Yeah, shots are cleaner.
These guys can't make any shots.
We need to have world class.
So JFF just wasting them time then.
No, we need to have a couple of fields. We need a couple of good fields. They need half a dozen prime quality upkept fields.
You can't just have just one either.
Move the semi-finals at the schoolboys and all those. Move them to those fields so you get the experience.
But Peter, okay, talking about match and match day. So what about practice?
Unfortunately, we have to start. We have to create good fields for competition with lighting and so on.
I thought practice was more important than match.
But you have to start somewhere.
Well, you have to start somewhere.
Okay,
so
I don't know.
Good fields.
Listen, man. I remember.
Start with the stadium. Get the stadium at that level. Stadium is Harbour View, where you prepare Tony Spalding complex. Then you filter on into the schoolboy system.
I was making the point. I went to a Commonwealth Games and I got a knock up with Dexter Sendaway. Caribbean's probably the best English-speaking Caribbean player, one of the two.
He's the best.
And I was taking on. We're gonna have that debate. I was taking a knock up with Dexter, and the ball did not leave the table because we were at Manchester playing with the best tables in the world with the best equipment. And I'm saying, can I be this good? Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Prima Sports. Not. What's that?
Is it that bad?
Is what that bad?
Field?
Yeah.
Let me,
in general, yes.
I think so.
Let me give you one example why it is bad.
I mean, you've been to schoolboy football matches and...
If you're a football player, right? And you have to be focusing on the ball coming directly and you have to worry about whether it's going to hit your shin or, bounce up on you. In terms of passing, you can't think ahead,
No, you can't.
You will never be able to play as fast as the other team in terms of one-touch football and knocking and moving. You will never be able to do that because you have to focus so much on the ball where you have to try for control. By the time you control the ball, the defender is already on you.
You know what the coach said? You know what Hallgrimson said?
Yeah.
He said that if Leo Messi came to Jamaica, he would not be a distinguished player.
Yes, it is true.
That's a big thing to say,
I 100% agree because, you play football and if you can think ahead, you always can play much faster and your movement will be more efficient. And the fact that the ball can bounce and hit your shin, that is why we play so much long ball football in Jamaica. I kick the ball because I won't have confidence passing the ball to you here.
Yeah.
So sometimes I hold on to the ball longer. That's why we probably dribble as much as we do here in Jamaica as well. So it is bad. It is bad.
I am asking the question because I remember one famous academic coach said that the fields in Jamaica was terrible. And a couple of years later,
on this show, he said it on this show, and I kept quiet.
Yes, he said that he has no issues with the fields are fine.
You have good memory.
But that's funny though because Leon Bailey said that the problem with playing good ball in Jamaica was the pitches. You remember him saying that?
No, but the famous Mr. Bolter came on the show and said it. Yes.
But Mr. Bailey, who have real playing experience.
But we know sometimes Mr. Butler, sometimes he goes.
I know why he said it. It's tactical reasons.
Yes, tactical.
He doesn't want his players griping about the fields. Yeah. So that's why him say what him say.
Maybe, but the truth is, but that don't sound good coming from a coach or somebody within that's running an academy.
No wanting players to have excuses.
No, but it still don't sound good.
Yeah.
Saying that publicly, that don't sound good.
Yeah.
And when I heard him say it, I was kind of saying this guy has got to.
Let me answer the question.
Yeah.
And let's be out. We have to be out there. How did Jamaica qualify for the World Cup? Wasn't the fields worse than they are now? When you qualified?
No, not the stadium. Yeah, well, Rene Simo is not the stadium.
Let me answer your question specifically. When Jamaica qualified for the World Cups, did you know that some people were complaining about the quality of our pitches?
Yes.
The USA was saying that they didn't want to play in our national stadium because it was no better than a goat pen. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yes,
USA said they don't want
to
to come to our stadium to play, and they were asking for our matches to possibly be moved.
That was correct.
And nobody could score against us. If you remember, everybody had a very low scoring thing at the stadium.
The office.
Yes, but we're talking about the quality of football.
But hold on, you just say it's to our advantage. Hold on.
That's how we can get any better.
I don't think the things are a big issue.
Big issue for me.
It does help.
Carla, you ever play football before? Carla. One prime.
You can control
Optimus.
One prime.
Go to a surface where the ball is running straight to you. You're supposed to have better ball
hold on. Let me educate you about something. You see, when you train, it's like somebody tell me that if I train on a slippery surface as a table tennis player, and I go on matted surface, I'll be able to move faster because I'm used to sliding, and I'm going to have an advantage now. But what you don't understand, when you're training on a slippery surface, you will never be able to hit 50, 60 ball at maximum power. You will never be able to get used to doing that at maximum power, unlike the person who's training on mat. So when you go out there, you used to just hitting 4 or 5 balls, and then you start to slip, and you go out there on a good surface now. You are not used to making 50 and 60 shots, so you're going to break down eventually. So what you do in training, you're actually training your subconscious, and you're training your body to get used to a particular thing. So if you only used to hitting 5 balls because the surface is slipping, now you going on a grippy floor, don't guarantee you hitting past 6 because your body is just not used to going to that amount. You're going to break down. So when you say we practice on a bumpy surface and we go and play on a good surface, that means we're going to play better football. No, it don't work like that.
If you know what the ball going to do on the surface, you can think about other things and do other things, no matter what the sport. Once you have a consistent playing field, then your mind starts to work on, all right, that pass is there, or that person is running from here. But if you have to think on the ball coming in and be like, I have to watch if the ball I go hit a stone, or this ball I go deviate from me. You only can focus on that one thing, which is to control the ball.
Exactly.
Versus, you know the ball coming to you, you can control the ball without even looking at it. Because you know the trajectory it's coming at and the speed, and you already know what the service is going to offer. All right, you look away and be like, all right, the defender coming. You control to the left, you control to the right. Versus just, all right, I'm going to control this ball and then do this, then do that.
You don't notice when the reggae boys go and play on good fields, or them still kind of look lost. Even passing the ball, sometimes a man wide open over there, but they're so accustomed to not passing because of the fields here. They're so accustomed to it. Even when the pass is right there in front of them, they still don't pass the ball.
And even so,
because something you're used to over time, you have to play.
And even so, who made the statement? Who made the statement?
United side still enough. 90% of the reggae boys players are actually over 6 base.
Yeah.
The surfaces are much better.
Yeah, they play better football over there.
They hardly come here and play football on the national scale.
Yeah.
They are always based over.
I hear people say Bobby Reid is a bug, and Bobby Reid is a decent footballer.
Come out and say, the surface is injury
What you want? You want a foreign-based? What you're saying? You want a foreign-based team? You want a foreign-based team?
You probably select what 60 or 50%, or probably 40% of the local-based players. Then you take them to Harrisburg Center of Excellence and you train them up there and think and do whatever you need to do. And then when you're ready to play a big match, 90% of the players are overseas based, where the surface is much better.
You know what I think you're missing.
I don't know. Is he complaining about the fields here being bad and it's not helping the players in Jamaica?
No, what?
They're not really selecting players from Jamaica itself.
No, but he's enticed with a job to improve football in Jamaica as well, not just the national program. He has to go around, scout talent and look for talent. And he's watching these players on the service and he has come to the conclusion that, hey, these services mean the players no good. And he has traveled the world coaching other countries and he has a fair and just observation of saying that these pitches does the players no good. That's just facts.
You ever see the 10-year-old?
He's not complaining. I've been to Germany already, and I'm walking, and I see kids playing at age 5, 6, males and female playing, and they have a structure, and they're passing the ball. If you put kids here playing, you're 5 and 6 year old, they can't pass the ball because if you want to pass the ball going to do all sorts of things, and then they go run up and down one bag of mumble jumble.
So in other words, what Kane is saying, from the youths, from that young stage, they're not going to play structured football because of the type of fields, and they're going.
That's one of the reasons as well.
They're going to get accustomed to doing that over time. So when they reach adult stage, that cannot change again.
Yeah.
That kind of thing done ingrained in them to play this unstructured, holding on to the fast, shifty kind of thing. No passing of the football.
Just like if I'm playing table tennis on a smooth enough surface versus playing against a table that I know the ball going to do a lot of things. I have to adjust.
Sports is about training your subconscious.
And I know Peter not going to like it, so I just go make the ball do some things and it affect Peter.
Exactly.
Yeah. Versus if I play Peter on a smooth enough surface, I know that hey, I have to start play different because Peter going to come at me. But if I play him on a different service, I'm going to twist him up. and it's a disadvantage to him. Right, Peter?
Peter
because Peter is used to the good equipment, because he has good equipment at his workplace.
Wait, one prime, wait. And Peter said this all the while. The start tables, Peter. The start tables.
Yeah.
When a kid, hold on one prime. Hold on a second, one prime. With the ball bounced on the start tables, right?
Yes.
A kid at 5 years old, not first time playing table tennis. And been playing at stack table for 5, 6, 7 years in career, and I'm used to the ball bouncing like this when you get the top spin.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm going a good table now, go for it, and I'm going a good table now, and the ball bouncing like this. Can you adjust to that?
And that's how the ball going bounce. And that's how the ball. You go to France, the ball bounce even. You go to Germany, you go and play, the ball is going to bounce through.
Yes.
I played tournaments abroad. I'm like, as Peter said, when he went to Commonwealth Games, he's like, how I can keep on 60 balls now? And if we go out there now and we go play on a stag table, the rally is going to be like 2-3 points.
Yeah.
And if we go and we go play in a different environment with top tier equipment, you're going to be like, yo, these Jamaicans can play table tennis.
Yeah, man.
But we're not used to that because we don't have that out here. So just like table tennis, just like the other sports. And Helgerson has a valid point. The surfaces are not conducive for better football. And we need better football because the talent is here all across. In every sport, tennis, table tennis, badminton, football, you name it. We need proper equipment. Just like we're playing basketball versus you're playing on a slippery surface versus hard court. The shock on your knees, the movement, the slip on side.
Everything can happen one time, and I think the coach know beforehand what is.
And it comes down back to my point. Jamaica is not a sporting country.
This is a third world country.
Third world doesn't have much to do with it, you know. Everyone to invest in the sport, you know.
You know all of this done for a long time, so if you're coming over, you see. Should be a big hullabaloo.
No, but even so, so we should just accept the failures.
True to you, but I understand your point.
I understand your point. It is what, okay.
All right, one prime. We're not getting through to you, but maybe another day, because we're running out of time. All right, thanks for the call as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, one We're not
no,
getting
but
through.
you see,
You can't accept the failures.
Play sports.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
The problem is
you can't just accept it.
if you have expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, we have in athletics.
Yes.
We have no excuses. We have everything here.
Of course.
Remember, it's not too long ago. I remember when even the stadium never had a good track.
Yeah.
It's not too long ago. And now we have that track. We have another track. We have one at GC
KC,
and one
JC.
and one. Yeah.
Yeah, man. We have all the tracks. Now.
Expect better and do better, and you will get better results.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying.
And it's going to improve the level of play.
Correct. So if we want to get better, another sport, another sport, more than table tennis, that's affected by the surface is volleyball.
Yeah.
I played volleyball for my high school. Volleyball, when you watch real volleyball, there's a lot of diving on the floor to rescue the ball, digging and diving.
Yeah.
Try do that on the concrete that Jamaica play on. You'd be chip up in no time. I mean, the two best schools in my day were Arden and Titchfield. And we had to play on asphalt. I'm not sure what Arden played on. But when somebody's spiking the ball and you have to retrieve it and dive on the ground. In America, they're diving on rubber and wooden floors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big difference.
So how can you play the same sport?
Big difference.
Hockey just got their field maybe 10 years ago. Hockey used to play on grass and all kind of thing.
So we're always picked behind.
Yeah, that's why we're behind.
Behind in
Equipment
almost
is
pretty
behind.
much every sport. Track and field is different. And there's with
We're
the
up to
coaching.
date. We're up to date.
And you can train on grass.
Yeah, man.
You can train on grass.
One time China had them training in a heated pool. The pool had because you swim fast in the warm water, apparently.
Yeah.
So,
China heat the pool and create.
So with sports where you need equipment to that level, you have to have top tier equipment because you're competing at that high level with that equipment. You have to have a level of familiarity.
So the
you
coach,
have to play
the coach is making every right move, though. I'm not necessarily in favor of a foreign coach, but he's doing well, so
Saying
far.
all the right things and trying to do the right.
And you saw the free kick him score this week.
No.
His team got 9-1, but him score 1.
Yeah.
It was celebrities versus I don't know who it was.
I didn't see it.
And I saw him take a free kick and score.
Yeah.
You remember Simo scored in his celebrity match? Remember that?
So I'm following the foot of Simo.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good when a coach can do a little thing. We don't want the armchair coach business.
Yeah.
No, we need some coach who's been in the trenches.
I'm pretty much right in because Simo's complaining and him complaining. I didn't hear any other coach within our system between that time and now
because they played
football.
Yeah. When you have people administrating sport that never actually played the sport, you end up with problems. You end up with that dissonance. You end up with that separation. They're talking things they don't know about.
Yeah, because we're suffering,
So like you're making mention of table tennis.
No, it wasn't pointing specific thing at you.
I was about to mention that because I think we're definitely suffering in our sport. Because I hear my kids them now because they get used to this luxurious kind of settings at Sharks here. Complaining about concrete. So them can't move and they're not efficient enough.
Listen.
And they went to the Florida tournament and I heard they did well. Some of them as well.
Yeah.
And they played on
good surface.
Good tables, good flooring. Yeah.
And you, Ronaldo.
Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports.
Hi,
Good afternoon.
Hey, what up?
Hi, Daddy. Real quick, so just because Man United played Barcelona in Europa League, we're not going to talk about it.
All right, Vanessa, let me concede. No, it never fit the narrative. The narrative is that the English clubs are not up to par. Can we agree on that?
In the Champions League, but I see they're doing well in the Europa League. So
it was good.
I guess they're fit more for the Europa League.
It's a big match. No, it was a big match. Barcelona Man U is a big match.
Like acknowledgement that it's a big match, regardless of what.
It's a big match.
It was actually an exciting match.
It was it didn't fit. It never fit the narrative.
Yeah.
But all credit due to Ten Hag.
I'm both doing well in their respective leagues because Barcelona lead in La Liga and we see where Man U is not far off the pace. So they're both having good string of results in their respective leagues. So it was a big match and both legs were entertaining.
And listen, we will agree that what's his name? Rashford has been unleashed.
Yeah, Rashford is the hottest player in Europe.
Clearly the hottest player in Europe, and I gather that Mr. Anthony feels free to play, whereas he never used to feel free to play. He was very inhibited.
Yeah.
Even with the Brazil coach, he was inside his shell. But with Ten Hag, him look like him free to play.
Yeah.
So being able to express yourself is very important, though, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You can't hold back somebody, man.
So
Vanessa, your team is doing very well. What's the name of that guy who used to play for Man U?
Cristiano Ronaldo. Scored a hat trick.
How's he doing now?
Scored a hat trick.
Cristiano Ronaldo, you know what? He's doing pretty well too.
Yes.
I don't have that saying much. Like, I saw the other day that he scored 4 goals for Al Nassr, but Al Nassr is playing Al something, and
Al Akbar.
That's 4 goals.
But Vanessa, when PSG went there, I remember him scoring. Didn't he score against PSG?
Yeah, scored a double, I think.
So old boy still got the touch.
He scored a hat trick today.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I mean, he's still in the news. He's still in the news.
Racking up the stats.
If we can talk about Europa League, we can talk about
Ronaldo, Man United breakup. Everyone's doing well in their respective.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have to break up. Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, if we talk about Europa League, we can talk about Al Nassr. What was it? Al Shikbar.
Al Akbar Shahak.
What's really following Saudi Arabia's lead?
That is true. That is true.
We're not following it.
But what's up to Man U for a good performance, and they have, I think it's Real Sociedad next, also an Spanish league team doing well.
Okay. Also, I just wanna highlight that they're playing the Carabao Cup final tomorrow
Against Newcastle.
Everybody's just like,
yeah.
I don't know that cup. I don't know that cup.
It's like a teacup.
That's not a big cup. Vanessa, I saw that Mr. Alcaraz won a tournament in Argentina. You think he's back?
I think so, and he's actually in the semifinals for Rio Open.
Yeah.
So I not only think that he's back, but I think that he's putting in some work to take the French Open.
And therefore, are you suggesting that he will break Mr. Djokovic and become the number one again?
Could be. I see him winning that Open, so maybe from that,
yeah.
I'm looking forward to that match. Him and Djoko.
Looking forward to it.
So who you going with tomorrow? Newcastle or Man U?
We know the answer to that already.
All right. I know you're predicting. I know. Wrong question. What do you think the scoreline would be for Man United's victory?
That is the right question. Maybe 2-0.
2-0.
Oh, really?
I'm going.
Rashford 2.
I think it will be a 1-1 draw. Newcastle win on penalties. Karius will be the hero of the show to write back the story.
Rashford will score at least one of the 2 goals.
Let us see.
Right, so we have some bets on the table.
All right. Thanks for the call, Vanessa.
Bye.
Yeah.
We need to move on to talk about the Gibson relays. There's a big race coming up. 10,000 US for the winner of the 60 meter. Seville will be going up against Akeem Blake, Yuan Blake.
A big
10,000 US.
10,000 US on the line.
Winner.
What?
And in both races, the female race.
But
so how comes you're not in that race?
Why did Brianna
have a good start to them?
Yes.
Brianna pulled out at the last moment? Why? I don't know.
Clint sisters will be in the race.
Yeah, Tia and someone.
Nice.
They're gonna have like a semi, I think, a qualifying to the finals.
Oh, really? Not straight final?
No, it's not straight finals.
That should be a home dinger then.
Yeah,
it should be a big race.
Man,
big race.
Once
it should be on
a lot of people
should be on the home, no?
A lot of people making their debuts of the season right now at the Gibson Relays.
Yes.
A lot of the elite performers and respective track clubs around town. So, I mean, some of the big star athletes coming out. And, later on there we have world championships.
Well,
we have champs right around the corner.
This guy is civil is for real, I want to see if he's for real. I think he's for real.
I think he's for real.
What I like though is the money.
Yeah.
I love the fact that they're stepping up the thing for the local meets. for a man.
You train
10,000 US.
Yeah, but you train hard and you need some money to come in.
One thing about Jamaica,
one association now.
One thing about Jamaica, we don't like to invest in anything.
Yes.
But we sure love a winner.
Yeah.
So if athletics is the thing, it will draw the money.
Yeah, man.
So
I like that.
The thing about Jamaica, if you want to become a good athlete or sports person, you have to invest in yourself. But once you win, you will pay dividends. Jamaica love when people win,
Winning counts.
Yeah, man, and them hate you when you lose.
Oh, geez.
But we don't know about that.
Yeah, throw you under the bus.
We wouldn't know.
Say you're old.
Yeah.
All kind of stuff.
Yes. So it will be an interesting race.
And track and field season basically kick off. Once Gibson, next up is Champs.
Yes,
Champs is right in the next month.
Yeah.
Champs is right on the corner.
I must apologize. We've been trying to get some track athletes on, and the season come up on us so fast.
Yeah, so they're busy during this time.
Yeah, but we're going to try
to
get some more some track people on maybe next week or
and let me, before I know I'm going to stray from the topic, but let me advertise. We have a tournament, a table tennis tournament that will be held next week, the 4th and 5th Optical Solution International Limited Tournament, up by the UTech, by UTech campus. So guys, I have a number for the people, for whoever choose. I give you the tournament director's number. I know people on Fit FM who want to come and maybe participate in the event. The number to call for your entries will be 876-281-9944. That's 876-281-9944. Mr. Madden, tournament director of the Optical Solution International Tournament, International Limited Tournament, next week, the 4th and 5th of March. Yeah, man.
Okay.
So
you're doing some promoting there,
man. It's gonna be.
I think this guy should be in the administration.
It's a good tournament. I see some nice prizes given out. Over 100,000 for winners for the men's open. Yeah. The women's getting pretty much 100K, close to that. So the men's B, you have a different divisions that's getting money. Once the money is there, I have to highlight it because I'm a big advocate for people getting paid. So as competition, you have to put some value on it in order for the stocks to
no, I agree. I can't disagree.
And raises the level as well. People have to put on more. Yeah.
So table tennis tournament right here in Jamaica, people.
All right. Next weekend. Yes. I mean, time flies when you're having fun on the Primal Sports Day.
So many things to talk about and discuss this week. I wanted to talk a little more about Marlon and his greatness. I know you talk about one league king, but Marlon is going for his fourth World Championship singles title this year, May. And he has 2 Olympic gold medals already.
Only man in the world to have done it.
Yes, so and I'm saying this guy is something else.
Yeah, we thought he would have retired 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
To be in the game.
I'm telling you, 35 is the new 25. Djokovic told you.
Yes.
I mean, Messi told you. I'm telling you. I mean,
and I tell you,
we're all in that age bracket.
Look as if he's 17.
35 is the new 25 people. 35 is the new 25 people.
I agree. But Marlon,
I'm a living testament
maybe next
to that.
Week we'll discuss more about the table tennis and one leaking versus Marlon, and in terms of the greatness, And
we break down Gibson relays and the performances next week.
Yes. So, people will come to the end of another Primal Sports Talk. The time run out so fast, but we know that DJ Gaddafi will be up next. But shout out to the listeners on Fit FM 96.7. Thanks for listening, and we'll be here next week, same time, same place.
I want to pick up our interviewer V's.
Yes.
I mean, Zander Williams, young go-kart phenom. Godfrey Munroe, president of GTTA, Guyana Table Tennis Association.
Open up my eyes,
thanks for them to taking the time out.
Yes.
Taking the time out to be on Primal Sports Show with us. And next week, same time we'll be here. One love from the Primal Sports Decks.
Yeah, stay tuned to DJ Gaddafi.